Good evening everyone, Muro here, and in this video I want to speak about one question that I get from many people in DMs and also in comments. And sorry guys, I don't answer to DMs, I just don't have the time, it's just too much. I get like 100 messages per day and I just try to read them, but I can't catch up to answer all of them, sorry. It's just too much to handle for me because of time issues. Don't take it personal, okay? The thing is, guys, the answer to that question, how I manage my portfolio, I don't have any rules. It's complicated. I take it easy and I take what the market gives me because the market changes all the time. The market changes, it is never the same. That's why I say it's complicated, okay? There are cycles in the market. Sometimes you have BTC bull runs, like here. This is where Bitcoin had a bull run. That's why the altcoin BTC pairs dropped, okay? And here. And sometimes you have Bitcoin going sideways, just like we had it now in the last few weeks since March. And that's why the altcoins went up, especially the major altcoins. And that's what I predicted in all my videos. On YouTube, if you follow me closer, then you know all that. Everything is going as expected. So, when Bitcoin has a bull run, it makes more sense to hodl Bitcoin instead of altcoins, because most of the altcoins either go down on BTC value, just like you see here, or they go sideways. So it doesn't make a big difference if you hold that altcoin or Bitcoin, because they don't outperform Bitcoin. And that is the thing. You want to hold assets that outperform Bitcoin, guys. And that's what altcoins do in an alt season, just like here, okay? And we predicted this alt season. I said that we are going to have an alt season and that everything will pump. This is not a new thing that I say. I said this in March, early March, and we had a big alt season, guys. Okay, everything pumped as fuck. Look here. And we went above this resistance that we had not broken since 2017. Okay? So the answer to that question, how I manage my portfolio, is different. Sometimes I accumulate some coins, like the majors, when I call the major altcoins at the bottom, early April, because I try to recognize a trend in the market. When Ethereum BTC broke out here, guys, okay, when I saw this bullish move on Ethereum in the lower time frame, I knew that the other major altcoins would follow, and that's why I suggested to long Ripple, Litecoin, and so on at the bottom on the BTC pair chart, and what we had after that was an amazing rally. So, in such times, I try to accumulate 3 or 4 coins, not too much, because that's too much to handle for me. Okay, I put like 50% of my portfolio in those coins. I always have like half of my money in Bitcoin and half of my money in USDT, usually. Depending on how bullish I am on Bitcoin, I sometimes switch more to USDT and sometimes more to Bitcoin. Of course, if I'm bullish on Bitcoin, let's open up the Bitcoin chart and look at the daily. And if you watched my content, guys, on YouTube and my predictions, you know that I was bullish here and predicted a rally up to 55k and possibly higher. So in such a case, guys, I switch from USDT to Bitcoin for the most, okay? And when we reach the highs of a consolidation, and this is what I had posted, this consolidation, before it happened, okay? When the price was here, I had drawn this range tool, this Fibonacci tool. So when we reach a top and I see bearish engulfing candles in a smaller time frame, so I also predicted these moves, guys. It is not too difficult. TA is not so hard. So what I do is I switch a bit more into USDT so I can buy back cheaper where I expect a bounce. Okay? And we called here the bottom here. I long Bitcoin here, posted that on Twitter. Then I switched back again to Bitcoin for the most so that I only have a bit USDT. Depending on what I want to trade. Okay? Yeah, that's basically it, guys. And recently, I knew that Bitcoin would not go to all-time highs. I mean, you never know for sure, but my bias was definitely for more sideways. I think I mentioned that many times on Twitter that I am sideways biased and not bullish on Bitcoin before we visit the lows again and have more sideways and more alt season. Yes, this drop was a bit too harsh. I didn't expect the altcoins to get wrecked like that. But they are not really wrecked. They just dropped a bit too hard, guys, okay? Most of the altcoins, maybe not most, but many of them are still in healthy uptrends. Others have to reclaim resistance levels. So this is it. This is basically it, guys. I try to go with the market. It's not always easy. And when Bitcoin has a bull run like here, that is where the altcoin BTC pairs take a hit and go down. Okay, when Bitcoin has a bull run here, altcoin BTC pairs go down. So they still go up in USDT because Bitcoin goes up. The altcoins will still go up. That's what happened. Okay, if you held, for example, Litecoin or Ethereum here, you still went up with those coins in USDT value because Bitcoin went up like 10x or so. Okay, since the bottom here after Corona, Bitcoin went up 10x. And logically, the altcoins, even if they go sideways on the BTC pairs, they will also do a 10x. And even if they go down, maybe like 50% during this bull run, they will still go up a bit because Bitcoin went up. So that's it. You ideally want to hodl altcoins when they outperform Bitcoin. Otherwise, you can simply hodl Bitcoin and make more money. Okay, if you hodl altcoins during the Bitcoin rallies, yes, you will make profit, but you will have less BTC at the end. Why? Because the BTC value drops of your altcoins. That is really not very simple to explain to noobs. And it is easier to just hodl your altcoins because at the very end, guys, people who don't trade actively, if you have a job or family, it is not easy to do all this, okay, to manage all of this. It is also not easy for me. The Bitcoin dominance chart is one chart to determine if we have an alt season or a Bitcoin rally. And the total altcoin BTC pair chart is basically the opposite of that chart, okay? And one thing that I use to predict an altcoin rally or Bitcoin rally is I look at these candles and try to find reversal candles similar to here, this bullish engulfing that I had spotted in May 2020 and called alt season. So once I saw this candle close bullish here, guys, it's a reversal structure. And at the same time, on the Bitcoin dominance chart, we had a bearish engulfing, logically, here, this one. Okay, bearish engulfing, reversal structure pattern. That's where I predicted the alt season in May 2020. Okay, and then we had the biggest alt season ever here. From May, the whole summer was amazing in 2020. So after that, Bitcoin started a bull run. And again, a bearish engulfing here, guys. You see this? Bullish candle and then bearish engulfing structure. This bearish candle engulfs this candle here. And that's where I also predicted that the alt season is over and that you should focus on Bitcoin and long Bitcoin. Here, look at this date, September 7th. And if you look at the Bitcoin graphic, then September the 7th, here, this is where the bull run started and the altcoins went down in BTC. So if you would have hodled altcoins here, yes, you would have made a bit money, maybe, or your money would stay the same. You would think, okay, I'm not losing money, but you are missing out. You are missing out gains that you would have made with Bitcoin and your altcoins. Let's say you had 10 Bitcoin value with your altcoins. Let's say you hodl 3 coins and the Bitcoin value of those 3 coins are 10 Bitcoin, for example. And then your altcoins go down on BTC value because Bitcoin has a bull run. Your dollar USDT amount stays the same maybe, but then those 10 Bitcoin value of your altcoins maybe become, let's look here, 50% drop. This is the total chart, by the way. Not all the altcoins went down 50%, but this is an index. So 50% loss. Your 10 BTC would have been then 5 BTC. So if you had hodled Bitcoin instead, okay, you would have made a lot more money instead of hodling those altcoins. So that is the thing, guys. This is why I don't have strict rules. I look at the market. When I would, for example, now see a bearish candle here on the altcoin BTC pair chart, a bearish engulfing like here, which is currently not the case, we are still looking insanely bullish, although we had like now 1, 2, 3 big bullish candles. There is still currently not really a weakness. Yes, we have an indecision right now, and if this turns bearish, like here, something like this, a bearish engulfing candle, then I would consider to focus on Bitcoin and hodl Bitcoin, long Bitcoin, and trade Bitcoin. The Bitcoin dominance would also bounce then, okay? And people would trade more Bitcoin. And altcoins would go down in BTC value. So in an alt season, when we have an alt season like we had now, and still have, in my opinion, what I do is, depending on my time and how good I can focus. So in April, early April, I predicted that the major altcoins would go up, right? Then I tried to buy some of them and I tried to hodl them at least some days, and not immediately sell them for a small profit. That's not what you want to do, okay? Because yes, trading is cool. Buying pumps and selling, buying dips and selling the pumps is good, but sometimes it is just more chill to buy a bottom and then chill your life, hodl 1 or 2 weeks, and then take profit. But that's not always easy, okay? That's not always easy because trading is addictive. Every day you look on your phone, and when you see profit, you want to take it. So hodling is not that easy, especially for traders, for experienced traders. It is easier for noobs, for beginners like you. But the problem is you don't know where to sell. And this is what I'm trying to explain in this video. Okay? So what does this all mean? Does this mean you should sell your altcoins? For now, we already dropped, guys, okay? We already dropped a bit. Currently, it is uncertain. Bitcoin is here at a place where it is nearing, hopefully, the bottom. So we have a strong zone of demand here, in my opinion. But it can also just sweep these lows, because this is too long ago, okay? This is more than 1 month ago. Here, this demand zone. I usually trade demand zones for 1 month, and after that I consider them as old. but they can still show reaction, of course. And maybe we wick a bit below here. Okay, maybe a bit below 45k, and maybe not. Maybe this was the bottom. So we have a bullish pin bar candle currently. Maybe this was the bottom because many people expect it to go lower. As I tell you, I am looking at the consolidations in the smaller time frame, and if I see a bullish consolidation, then I just long, like I did today here. Okay, this is, by the way, my favorite reversal pattern, but this is the small time frame. That's why I don't know if this is sustainable. We might go lower, guys. So price makes a low, then a lower low, and then retest that previous low. Okay, this is my favorite pattern. I posted this many times. I usually buy here. Okay, a retest of this strong demand zone after taking out the first low is a good entry.